Hello and welcome to CEO Insights, the Living Organization podcast with Vitaly Giman. With me is Angelique Eriksen. Welcome, Angelique.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And we already started talking about your life and your business. What I wanted to do is take a really quick snapshot out of your amazing career and amazing company to tell us what Egg is about, and not just as a functional, but why does it exist and what's its purpose?
Okay, well, egg is kind of the fruition of my background. I've always wanted to be in the organization of events because I think that when you do something, when you have people live something and experience something, you can have an impact. So I learned that quite early on in my young childhood, organizing shows. I started Egg in 2000, thanks to an event that I did where I really realized that when you do things right, there can be a before and after an event. So Egg's mission is truly to move people, but move in all senses of the word. Yes, we move people around because we're either bringing them from point A to point B, but we're also moving them emotionally. And what I love in the business that I'm in corporate events, is you're not just moving. If you do things right, and if you bring the right ingredients to the table, rhythmed exactly perfectly, and it's an imperfect world, but I mean, there's got to be a sense of rhythm in what it is you're doing, what it is you're having people live. You actually can not only impact their professional lives, but it feeds into their personal lives as well. I think especially in today's world, post-COVID, professional and personal lives are so intertwined because a lot of us are working remotely. We may be in an incredible serious meeting and then go do a load of laundry in between two meetings. It's just everything's intertwined. So I like the fact of saying, in all humility and at our little level, we really are about moving people. And it's not just the people that we service in the industry that I'm in, because I'm in the service industry. It's also moving the teams that actually do these meetings for our clients. So it's moving all around. That's my mission, is moving.
What a beautiful mission. I once had an organization that said, our mission is to move, touch, and inspire people to be their best. And it sounds like you're not just moving people, you're moving the hearts of the people, right?
Exactly. You said it better than I did. But
It
it's
wasn't,
what we try.
yeah, well, this is exactly what's coming from you. This is what I'm sensing, because as you were saying, the kind of events you put in merges people together, bridges the differences, the gaps, creates a whole new organization, two organizations coming together, thing you mentioned. Tell us that quick
Yeah,
story.
absolutely. And it's also about, at Egg, we have such a diverse group of people that work at Egg. We're 220. We have 33 different nationalities. We speak 20 different languages. We're from different backgrounds, different, religions, different preferences in all senses of the word. And I love that, bringing those people together and actually making them work together, getting them outside of the comfort of their own country, bridging the gaps of working together in between countries. A lot of time we truly work as one agency, even if we're in 8 countries. And it doesn't mean that we don't work locally, but of course, sometimes we do have events where we're working together. We'll have people from our Dubai office working with the French office to deliver an event in Buenos Aires. So it's very mixed, and you learn from others, and that cultural mix, I think, is so rich.
Mm. No, thank you. It's amazing. And you also told me a story about Novartis and how you had two different organizations coming together, and they weren't. Tell us that story as well.
So, I got my works a lot in healthcare, kind of by hazard, because I didn't have sales staff for 17 years. So, our first healthcare client that was Novartis turned out to be our best ambassador. And so we kind of grew from there. So if I backtrack, I had actually had the immense pleasure of doing a big event. I was a freelancer for the coming of together of Ciba and Sandoz for Novartis France. Both companies had very different cultures and they had a hard time coming together as one. And we were briefed on saying we want to do a big sales and marketing convention outside of Paris, where we're headquartered, and we want something that really bridges the gaps and brings these two companies together. So we put together this amazing event in Marrakesh. We went outside the brief. They wanted to stay in France. We took them outside of France. And the entire event from beginning to end was absolutely magical. And people still today that were at this event say that for them, it was one of the most incredible experiences they had lived. And we did things off the cuff. We tried to use the city of Marrakesh as a backdrop. And so instead of doing, for instance, the workshops just in the convention center, we used little palaces within the Medina so that people could actually be within the culture. The gala dinner, instead of doing it around the hotel or near Marrakesh, we mounted an entire village on the foot of the Atlas. We had to literally get scorpions outside of we had to get the fields that we rented from these farmers descorpionized. We mounted a whole tented camp and we danced till 8 a.m. It was absolutely magical. I rented 110 Land Rovers that we brought in from all over Morocco to Marrakesh. All of the drivers had, the blue shesh on their head. It was an absolute magical moment. And it wasn't just about all the fast of the event. It was just how it was coordinated and the ingredients and the rhythm, and people were just energized coming out of this. And I think Novartis France can honestly say that there was the before and after this event. And that's when I realized the power of doing well-structured events in the corporate realm.
Absolutely. Angelique, thank you so much. This is a transformational company, I believe. What you have is not just a corporate event, but a transformational event. And so I really thank you for your work, because I think there are a lot of corporate agencies, but there is very few with the heart that you have.
I don't know about that. I'm sure a lot of my competitors and colleagues in the realm have heart. I think we're asked to do that more and more. People want authenticity. It's funny, I've really seen a shift in corporate events where they've gone from a lot of marketing jargon and very corporate jargon, and you realize that the more authentic the message, the larger the reach. People want to feel heard. They want to feel listened to. So interactivity has been a huge shift in what we were doing 20 years ago than what we're doing today. You can't just do top down. You can get what's great with the technology we have today, you can do all the top down online before the event.
Mm-hmm.
If you're bringing people together, the interactivity is what's key. So you've got to have, space for networking, for feedback, for voicing things, and just doing things together.
Absolutely. Very much agree. Angelique, thank you so much. Really appreciate spending time with you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for your time and for your questions.